James Lynch here for MiddleEasy. Happy to be joined by the Bellator middleweight champion. Gegard Mousasi will be back in action on August 13th against John Salter. Gegard, how are you this evening?
Good, sir. Thank you.
That's good to hear. I know you were telling me you had a bunch of media today, and you got a COVID test, or I guess COVID check. How's everything going?
Yeah, good. Just for traveling, I need a corona negative test, so I just did that. Training, and then doing some seeing some friends before I go.
Probably playing some video games tonight, right?
No, not really. This last week, busy with other stuff.
Okay, well, there you go. We haven't seen you since October. That's, of course, when you won back the title. You had that vacant title fight with Douglas Lima. Was this by design, taking this much time off, or were you trying to get in there a little bit sooner?
Well, I wanted to fight earlier, but they didn't have shows until April. And this is the date that they gave me. But I would have liked to stay more busy, but nothing I can do about it.
For sure. And you're back on Showtime. Does this kind of feel like back to the Strikeforce days?
I didn't even know it was on Showtime, but yeah.
You didn't? Okay, well, yeah, that's kind of neat, though, don't you think? It kind of reminds you of, I'm sure, when you fought for Strikeforce and Scott Coker was the head and they were on Showtime as well.
For me, it doesn't matter. I just go.
I like the honesty.
Fight. I mean, the television broadcast doesn't make
any difference.
Doesn't make any difference to me, you know.
Yeah. And what have you been up to since we saw you last? I know you've been in the gym training. Is there anything you've been working on specifically, or have you done any cross training?
No, I was training because I thought I had a fight, and then they proposed to another month, and then I thought first June I'm gonna fight, and then July, and then August.
You mentioned there was another date in June. Was it always John Salter as the opponent, or was it just like what was that first fight that you said was offered?
Well, no, because they said that maybe he's gonna fight June, so I was training for June, and then they said maybe July, and then they said maybe August. I didn't know who the opponent would be, but it was the number one or the number two. So it's John Salter, the number one contender, you know.
Okay, and when did you find out this fight was official? How much notice did you get?
2 months. Something
okay,
like that.
That's good. Is there a bit of revenge in this fight with Salter? You know, he defeated your good friend and training partner Costello Van Steenis.
No, I don't even think about that. It's just a fight.
Okay, no. Gotcha. Just the next opponent, so to speak. How do you feel like you match up against him here? He's got an 18-4 record, pretty good resume overall.
Well, I think he's confident, thinking his style is a good style to beat me, take me down, wrestling, hold me down, jiu-jitsu. But it just depends on how I show up. And this time I'm going to show up, and he's going to be in trouble.
What type of camp have you had? Who have you had a chance to work with for this camp?
With my friend Gokhan, same guys, Ricardo, same. I didn't know.
Nothing different?
No, I don't need it. It's going.
A lot of kickboxers, though. I know that's who you typically train.
No. I trained a lot more on my wrestling. I feel good. Don't worry about it. I mean,
no. I was just curious who you got to work with.
I know. But I think he's gonna feel the strength difference because I think he underestimates me.
Have you done any strength training for this camp? Like anything different?
Yeah, I got some surprises for him.
Interesting. So you've been working on your conditioning and strength and all that stuff?
Let's say I'm a lot stronger than I normally am. And I'm pretty strong for middleweight, so I think he's in trouble.
But no steroids, right? You're not into that.
No steroids. They can test me anytime.
There you go. Exactly.
You can, listen, you will see my physique. It's the same as always. Never. Okay. Maybe a little bit chubbier because this weight cut is a little bit more difficult.
Okay. How are you sitting right now? Are you pretty good, or would you like your weight to be a bit lower right now?
Yeah, I'm watching my weight. Just the weight didn't come out that easy this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to alter the weight cut a bit just because I know you fought a lot in the U.S., but do you always keep that in mind that you try and cut more weight at home and then come over, or how do you do your weight cut?
Well, I'm watching my weight already this last week. because I didn't drop that much weight this time. And but I will make weight as always.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little bit more difficult, maybe.
Well, and a long layoff too, right? Heading into this, so that's
I'm getting older, also. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, the metabolism slows down. I hear you on that. Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
My friend, my brother, Ricardo, Gokhan, my brother, and my trainer, Kamran, wrestler.
Gotcha. When you say Golkan, who is that exactly? It's not Golkan Saki, right?
No. I forgot his name. He's fighting in Bellator too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, and I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Just when you said Golkan, that was the first name that came to mind. So pretty famous guy. Yeah. Yes. How do you see the fight unfolding on August 13th?
I see. It's a fight you never know. But I thought, predictions you never know. But 1 round or 2 rounds. It depends, because if he brings the fight to me, it will last very short.
And if he doesn't, then it's going to be a dragged out fight?
A boring fight. But he has to bring the fight to me because he wants to take me down, and stand up is not comfortable. So and then I'm not gonna hold back if I hit the ground this time. It's work on the ground. So that's the mentality. So that's why I know it's not gonna last very long.
Not looking past August 13th, if you win this fight, is there a contender in mind you think could fight the winner of your fight? There's Austin Vanderford seems to be a name that keeps coming up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he's undefeated. He looked good. I don't know. The problem is with middleweight division, they don't have big names, and they're tough fighters. But Bellator has to make those fights. But I think Bellator wants to make like big fights. You know what I mean? So I fight whoever they give me. I think he deserves it. But it's not up to me. They give me whoever they want to give.
Speaking of Vanderford, his wife, Paige VanZant, fought in bare knuckle fighting. Do you pay attention to that at all, that bare knuckle fighting stuff?
I see it on Instagram. I follow it.
Yeah. Do you think, she's had a rough go in bare knuckle. Do you think she should come to Bellator? I think it would be a big name for her, the flyweight division.
Sure. Well, if Bellator needs women in that division, why not? She's a big name. She has a following. Bare knuckle fight is nice, but it seems like all the fighters that retire, they go there. So would you ever want to do bare knuckle? No, I don't want to break my wrist.
Yeah, no, it is pretty brutal. You talked about some bigger name opponents. It seems like there's a lot at 205 right now, right? You've got Bader, you've got Rumble Johnson, you have Yoel Romero. I know Romero's health's a bit in question. Has there ever been a thought of maybe moving up to 205 and taking one of those fights?
If I want to go up to light heavyweight, I have to take time off to gain weight.
Right.
That's gonna take me another couple of months, at least 6-8 months. Okay. I've been fighting once a year now with this coronavirus. So to me, it doesn't make sense. But the Bellator said to me, you're going to fight the champion, whoever is the tournament champion. So I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to permanently go to light heavyweight. It's not my division, But I do what they tell me,
What did you think of AJ McKee winning the featherweight title? Did you see that, him finishing Patricio Pitbull?
Oh yeah, that was a great fight. The new guy versus the established champion. I was impressed, very impressed. I think he's definitely pound for pound. AJ McKee. But you never know because the fight didn't last very long. I would have liked to see a 5-round fight, so then you can say this guy was definitely better. You know what I mean? It was just too short to just. He just caught him and he finished him. So he did perfect, but you would have liked to see more. More of a battle.
Your last opponent was Douglas Lima. He's now going to be fighting Michael Venom Paige. They're going to have a rematch. What do you think of that fight? Do you think it'll go similar to the last one?
I think Michael Venom Paige will. I think he has learned from his mistake, and a knockout like that, maybe it won't happen again that soon. So that's a great fight, to be honest. I'm looking forward to that.
Speaking of past opponents, Chris Weidman, I'm sure you saw what happened to him earlier this year, breaking his leg against another opponent you had, Uriah Hall. It seems like Weidman's had another setback. He's going to have to get another surgery. Do you think Weidman ever comes back after all these setbacks?
Weidman should retire, believe me. The guy, he desperately wants to come back, and maybe his time is past.
Mm-hmm.
Not past. Okay, I'm a harsh. 100%, I believe he can come back because he is very skilled. But when you look at his record and his injuries, I read he had 29 surgeries.
Yeah.
In his whole career, 29 surgeries. You're half RoboCop. I mean,
it's true. Yeah.
Leave it to rest. Do you still want to age decently when you're 60, 70? You know. But that's not up to me. If I had 30 surgeries, I would have retired a long time ago. He's losing all his fights in a bad way, you know.
I mentioned Uriah Hall there. Did you catch his fight last weekend against Sean Strickland? He lost, ended up losing the decision in that fight.
Yeah, I like Uriah. I'm friends with Uriah Hall. I didn't see it. I just saw the highlights. I was expecting more. I thought the stand-up is the better guy. But I didn't see the whole fight. Yeah, unfortunate. I would have loved to see him win, you know.
And it looks like Strickland's now going to fight Luke Rockhold. What do you think of Rockhold making his return and fighting Sean Strickland? Who do you think wins that one?
I think, I don't know, what was the name of the guy?
Sean Strickland.
Yeah. I've seen his fight. He's good. He's a good fighter. But I think Luke Rockhold is skill-wise better. Mm-hmm. But after coming out of retirement, you don't know. But skill-wise, I would rank Luke Rockhold higher.
Okay, that makes sense. And just last sort of question on the UFC. It looks like Israel Adesanya is going to be rematching Robert Whittaker at some point. Do you favor Israel in that fight? Do you think he'll do what he did in the first fight?
Robert Whittaker is really good, so I don't know. He won the first time, so you have to give the edge to Israel Adesanya. But Robert Whittaker is a tough individual. But if you get caught in a punch and you get knocked down, toughness doesn't matter.
How many more fights do you see yourself having in Bellator? I don't know what your contract status is, but I know you've mentioned in the past not fighting that much longer.
Well, I don't know. I'm fighting once a year. I feel something. I'm pushed into retirement. So if I fight once a year, then there's not much.
Right.
But I hope to fight end of the year again, and then I see.
It just, I guess it just depends on the matchups you get, and also what's available. Because I know you mentioned, I think last time we spoke, maybe 3 more fights, but I guess it just depends on the opponent. Right?
Listen, retirement is out of my head. I just want to fight, but they have to give me fights. I'm fighting once a year. I feel like I'm still in my prime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lost to a monkey who's using steroids. Other than that, I've won everyone they've put in front of me. It's not my fault that guy is not clean.
We just had someone actually fight recently, TJ Dillashaw. I don't know if you saw that fight with Cory Sandhagen. He actually looked pretty good, but of course he got suspended for steroids. Do you think he was using his whole career, or do you think it was just that one fight against Henry Cejudo?
I don't know. I think his conditioning was really good, TJ's. In the past, but I haven't seen his last fight, so I don't know. But he's very skilled. He's a very skillful guy, And then you put him on the juice, and then it's turbos,
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And you see yourself retiring with Bellator, right? That was always the plan.
Of course, I've signed for a long contract, but I don't know. They have to give me fights. I'm sitting at the home waiting. So
I know it's frustrating. I know you want to be more active, and certainly the coronavirus has not helped either. How's the situation over there in Amsterdam, by the way? Is it pretty, or you still have to wear a mask? Like, what's the latest there?
It went up and then people got vaccinated. It went down, and suddenly they came with the Delta variant, and then they said they went up again, and now it's coming down again. It's funny, no, we don't have to wear masks or anything, but the funny part is like the Delta variant is first it was in England, then it was in America, then it was in Holland. But if it's Delta variant in Holland, then it's everywhere. Or if it's in UK is next to Holland. I don't know what they're doing. The government, government does whatever the government wants. So it's I don't know who to trust anymore.
No, it's crazy. And I imagine you had to get vaccinated, I guess, even to take this fight?
I got vaccinated. It's like, It's not like you have any choice. But I would have got vaccinated anyway. I believe in science. It's not like I don't believe in it. But they don't, it's not like they're trying to ban people who want to come to U.S. if they're not vaccinated. So it's not like you have an option.
No, you're right. What have you been doing during quarantine? Have you been watching any TV or anything? Or what do you do? Because I know you're training, but there's got to be a lot of extra time not fighting and everything, traveling.
Well, dealing with some issues, personal issues. So busy with those, with life. Life is fucking,
It's tough. Are you doing? I saw your niece there. Are you doing any babysitting? How good of a babysitter are you?
Yeah. Sometimes I watch it over kids.
That's good. Cool, man. Gegard, thanks so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
No
if there's
problem.
anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
I want to thank myself for. No, I don't want to. Yeah, just. Cool. I'm just looking forward to the fights. That's the only normal thing this year. So